So a friend of mine, he was doing bodybuilding in San Francisco. Like he had that Coach Cuts guy. He was when he was first his inception. When he first started getting big, because he's Filipino. So back when I bought the steroids, I bought it with Bitcoin, and it was like $200 per Bitcoin. Girls have a different comprehension of everything.
Yeah.
Then a different perspective on life, and just like words are translated differently here, and so I wouldn't want to.
Why I choose to live in Philippines than, Thailand than Philippines?
Yeah.
Because the technology, because it's adjoining China, so you can get Chinese materials and technology. Bravo and me, Tony Huge, at ABC Hotel, my favorite hotel in Angeles City, Philippines. I like to come here a couple times a year. He lives here, lucky bastard. And he's lived outside the Matrix for quite a while now, which is impressive. And how you've done that, from a young age, before I even figured out how to live outside the Matrix. Bravo was already living, well, actually, right about the same time. About the same time when I started getting out of the Matrix, then you
almost a decade.
You got out of the Matrix. It's been a decade already. Wow. Yeah. So Bravo and I have been partying here at ABC and at the bars here and exchanging ideas, which is really important because when you live outside the Matrix, a lot of the information is censored. So how do you get like real underground information? You gotta meet up with other friends of freedom and get what the word on the street really is. Yeah. So this is Bravo, and I'm most curious, first of all, how did he first find out about Tony Huge? Like, when did he first find out about Tony Huge?
It's a good question. I probably found out about you back when I first moved to Thailand. This must have been like 4 years ago. And I started exploring the SARMs because I was used to the traditional steroids, injectables that I tried prior to. Actually, I might have seen you then too, but then I didn't really remember until now. But yeah, I started this journey down the enhanced lifestyle. Yeah. And first one I did was NPP and testosterone propionate.
Yeah.
So I found out about the anabolic juice, I guess what you'd call it, but not the SARMs. So when I started looking into SARMs, I guess the Google algorithm found us, and I started watching a lot of your stuff. And you being in Thailand, I could relate to it a lot more. It's a long answer. I don't know if there's any particular video I would have watched. Maybe the ones comparing the earlier SARMs. It was just a rabbit hole, really. I found you, and I was like, okay. We kind of have some commonalities. You got a Filipino child, I got a Filipino child.
Yeah.
And at the time, she was just my baby mama. Now I'm married. I got married this year. I got married on the 2nd of January. I'm pretty sure it was this year though, which is a short time. But I met her back in 2016 when I first came to the Philippines from California. The tipping point was a friend of mine. So I had sort of this association through a friendship. So there was already that. It was kind of like a biased decision-making process when I think back now. Because if I would have just been researching by myself, then maybe I would have had to do more research. But he kind of gave me some suggestions. This must have been before I would have been watching YouTube a lot. But I still was, definitely. But it was just less accessible than it is now. So I probably seen you in passing. I definitely did, but I wasn't. I don't know. Maybe all those videos got deleted by at the same time. So maybe that's when you're having some difficulties there. So a friend of mine, he was doing bodybuilding in San Francisco. Like he had that Coach Cuts guy. He was when he was first his inception. When he first started getting big, because he's Filipino. It's actually President Estrada's grandson. One of the presidents of the Philippines.
Oh,
I knew him from
royalty.
Yeah. I guess when he came out here, he was living it up.
Wow.
His family and stuff. His old Philippine money is interesting to read about if you probably have. But like the Rojas family and all that stuff. So it's what's the current president?
Duterte
no,
Jr.
not
or
Duterte,
something like that, or some
Marcos.
Oh,
So
Marcos.
for his junior, so his dad was like OG president of the Philippines.
Marcos Jr.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is the current president. And
yeah.
His dad was president as well, right?
That's right. So cuts.
Yeah. So my friend, he's Filipino, and this was before I didn't even know Philippines was like a real place. I'm not like a geography major or anything, but
In America, we don't learn much about.
You don't know there's
international
almost
geography.
200 countries around the world. You just know about the one you're in. You know about the 50 states.
Europe, Africa.
Yeah.
You know.
Continents.
Continents. Yeah.
So I knew this guy. I did my own research and stuff. At the time, this is another funny thing to think about. So back when I bought the steroids, I bought it with Bitcoin, and it was like $200 per Bitcoin.
Oh, imagine now if you had the Bitcoin instead of the steroid. No, you know what? It's worth it. The steroids are still in there. Remember?
Yeah, they're permanent.
You still have the gains from your first cycle.
I agree with that.
That's worth more than Bitcoin.
Yeah, because you can have all the money in the world, but no looks, and you can have that serious lack in your life. And money only gets you to certain level of options. I mean, as far as like happiness and stuff like that, because you can have money, and once after a certain level of money, you probably have definitely a lot more than
I experienced that having unlimited money and finding it very unfulfilling. Yeah.
I was thinking about you don't have any supercars now, like you used to have like Ferraris and stuff.
Because
the trade-off. I never drove a supercar, but how is the trade-off? You're obviously a lot happier now than you were then. Right?
The first day you have a Ferrari or Lamborghini, right? It's like amazing, and then a week later you're like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
You know, like you're like on to the next thing. You know, it's nice to have in the garage, but it doesn't really give you like lasting fulfillment or happiness. You know,
right.
I think the memories of amazing sexual encounters are probably more fulfilling than the possession of a Ferrari. You know, I say that also because I was just talking to my friend the friend that you met actually is pretty wealthy and powerful, and he could do anything. He has enough money, literally unlimited money, and sex that's where he finds the most fulfillment.
That's his vice, would you say?
You could say it's a vice. It's almost a life purpose.
As well.
He has nice cars, you know. He has fancy stuff. He has, you know, like 30 or more houses and condos and buildings and these type of things. Yeah. But it's really the sex is what's the most interesting to him.
As far as brain science, before I forget, I saw something somewhere recently. I read it, or heard it, and the memories are not stored in a way that you would pull up the same file every time. It's recreated. Have you heard anything about that? How the memories they're not stored as in like traditional hard drive data packets.
So every time you pull it up, the memory could change.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
That's probably right. I've heard something
believe?
about that as well. The best that I can do, like what's the action plan, is to improve our cognitive abilities and our memory as much as possible. As I've gotten older, my memory's gotten worse. Now I started taking nootropics. My memory's getting better. I smoke weed still. That interferes with the memory a little bit.
Yeah.
I have bad sleep quality. That interferes with the memory, but the taking of nootropics is offsetting it. Memory's getting better, and I think I'm remembering things more accurately. So even though you're writing into your memory, and you know, just like your cells reproducing.
Yeah, like they told us, the memory is crystallized after a certain age. That's why memory. Whatever you believe is what your reality is, I think.
Yeah.
So if you believe something, that's probably why they told it to us. Your memories crystallize after age 40 or whatever they say back then, and then now you're saying your memory's getting better with age.
Yeah.
Aging like fine wine.
Well, the girlfriends, if you want to see like crazy memory experiments, the girls remember things completely wrong,
and
according to logic.
What nootropics are best for that? Like, what would you give the girls, and what would you take as a big 200, like it's 100 kilo or well, there's 100 different nootropics we could take, and ultimately you could take all of them. That's why I want a girls dosage, and then like a big guy's dosage.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand like what I could give my wife and what I could take as a 100 kilo guy.
So following the 80-20 rule, like just take the 20% that has 80% of the effect. Like instead of taking 100 different supplements, if I pick about 4 or 5 different supplements that are going to make the
I want
biggest
the ones
difference.
that are off the
grid?
the shelf of your local CVS or
Something
Watson's
that
or
really
something.
works.
Something you
not
can
something
find,
from-
but it
yeah.
might be difficult. But once you find it, it's
Yeah.
better than all that 20% or
Yeah.
better than the 80% that you'd find on
Yeah.
the shelf.
Right.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm saying like
I was not
so-
good with numbers. When you smoke weed, it
well,
kind of messes with you.
the 80-20 rule is like that you could take.
I read the book, but I get the principle, but I couldn't
Yeah.
relate it to what you were talking about in context at the time.
Because
But, yeah, no, I get
because you could just take 100 different supplements, but we're just going to say
and that's
like,
the
what are
80% that you're talking about.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the 20% that really works,
Like
that's
the
highly
vitamin D,
leveraged.
vitamin C, like
Well,
creatine.
these are
which
important
helpful. That's
foundation.
another side
So
topic.
that's the foundation.
Yeah,
we all
okay.
need to make sure we aren't
Yeah, yeah.
deficient in a nutrient.
The ones you can find on Amazon.
So take all those. Don't don't overthink that. It's just
Yeah.
like checking the box.
Yeah.
Checking the box. I took my
Ones that you
multivitamins.
haven't heard about though. That's what I wanna know.
Dihexa.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to difficult to get.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I
we
would have
gotta
tried
get-
it. I would have experimented with a lot of more things if it wasn't so
Yeah.
difficult to get here.
I
But
need
Dihexa.
to figure out how to make it more.
And then I want to try that
available
5-amino 1-MQ as a fat burner.
here. Anti-aging and fat burning.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, that's on the more
Oxidizing
expensive.
fat. Does
side.
oxidizing fat mean that it destroys the fat cell, so it doesn't? What is it? Replenish or whatever.
Oxidizing fat's just burning fat, but
Okay.
apoptosis is actually
Apoptosis.
destruction of the fat cell.
Right.
Yeah. So 5-amino 1-MQ, good but expensive, on the more expensive side. So it's like if you just start with the least amount of money that gets you the most results, and then 5-amino 1-MQs, maybe like 6 supplements in. Maybe there's 6 supplements we take first and then add that. But it's good for anti-aging, and it's a lot
Anti-aging?
cheaper. Like a lot cheaper than taking something like
Ozempic or something.
uh,
Or Retircha, is that Ozempic as well? What's that? Is that GLP-1 blocker?
yeah, GLP-1s, yeah.
I don't
Which
really-
you don't need because you.
I'm pretty.
you
I
wanna
have
keep
a lot
muscle.
of body fat that I had just accumulated when I was a kid, so I think I might have about 20% body fat, maybe like.
Oh, you look like
15 or
you're way
20%.
leaner than that. I don't know where you're carrying it.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
you're
like
carrying it back here.
here, and
Because
my
your
chest.
arms don't have. a
Yeah,
lot
my,
of
my
fat.
arms carry very little fat, and maybe like my groin area does have some fat distribution.
So it's just back. It's like you got a
Yeah,
huge tanks of fat.
Yeah,
back
I had like the childhood man boobs and stuff. So like I
Yeah.
guess I was conscientious of that when I was a kid, like just like taking my shirt off at the pool and stuff, or like shirts and skins in basketball and stuff.
Yeah.
So then when I built the muscle, it would go away after a certain period when you stop working out completely. Girls have a different comprehension of everything.
Yeah.
Then a different perspective on life, and just like words are translated differently here.
Yes.
And so I wouldn't want to.
Because I love your summary about female psychology. You know, like because in Western culture, I don't think we really learned the difference between male and female psychology enough. I mean, there's the men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but it's like Western
Which is true, to some
society is
degree.
trying to like make men and women the same. You know, it's always trying to destroy masculinity and femininity and make everybody equal, and it's not equal. And I love exposing the truth about how extremely different men and women are. Like they're almost 2 different species. Their motivation, their drive, their
2 different
perspective.
brains. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The brain chemistry and everything of a female is completely the areas of the brain that they use is completely different. You know, their skills are completely different, and that's what I've finally figured out. I've just seen some crazy stuff.
But it was hard to learn this, right? Coming from Western culture, you had to learn through trial and error.
Which you don't have enough information to make an intellectual decision about something, because you don't have enough encounters with similar. The experiment is way harder to have in the U.S. than it is here.
Yeah.
Because you can have all the same demographic of girl. Like you can come over here and have all the Philippine girls. Then you go over to Thailand and have all the Thai girls. And then go to Indonesia, Bali, like it's Cambodia, Vietnam. All the Asian countries are. Why do you prefer Thailand now opposed to the Philippines when you have 2 daughters here?
Why I choose to live in Philippines than Thailand than Philippines?
Yeah.
Because the technology because it's adjoining China, so you can get Chinese materials and technology by just
which makes sense now.
much easier.
How you can get the stuff, whatever you need.
That's why in Philippines, like, it's harder to get good electronics. Right. It's harder to get good imports. You know, but in Thailand we have more access to stuff.
And the infrastructure is way better over there.
Infrastructure, with, transportation, except for Bangkok. But outside of Bangkok,
BTS, baby.
Transportation.
You just ride the train.
And in Pattaya, the traffic is not bad. Like, it's a tourist town, so it fluctuates. Sometimes it's busy weekends or something. But overall, if you ride a motorbike, there's basically no traffic on a motorbike. You know? And it's, to me, it's safe to ride a motorbike. But it's not safe, but it's safer than, let's say, like the Philippines.
It's something dangerous. I've had a lot of friends die on motorbikes. Probably as much as like opium and like dope and stuff. And I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, I think
so. It's like a lot of people I know die from dope.
More people die from motorbikes than anything else that you're intentionally.
It's a gruesome thought thinking about like their death on a motorbike opposed to like dope. You know, it's like. It's a more aggressive.
The dope, they would go out with a bang. You know, like
it's almost like they fade out, but like a motorbike crash, depending on the severity of it, it could be more
have some serious
intense than
Which doesn't make any sense to me, like why motorbikes are legal, but
and alcohol,
pharmaceuticals are
not legal.
Alcohol
shouldn't be legal.
Coming
from a guy that's drinking alcohol right now.
Yeah, but it's the most dangerous drug.
I know how dangerous it is too, but the fact. And then my wife, she's okay with alcohol, but she has a different way of thinking than me. But I'd rather smoke weed than. But it's demonized as a drug. They think of it the same as the shabu here. Weed and shabu, same thing, same category.
Even in Thailand, they legalize the weed in Thailand. But a lot of the Thai people, they've been still brainwashed by their own system that weed is bad and alcohol is good. So they'll smoke and they'll drink, and of course they'll suffer severe injuries. Sometimes everybody who drinks alcohol eventually in Thailand is going to have a slip and fall, a motorbike accident, a fight. It just leads to more traumatic injuries. And weed, I've never seen lead to an injury. People chill. They're more mindful. They're more thoughtful. They're more focused.
But the impacts of maybe steroids versus marijuana and alcohol and cocaine. So
and we're just talking about the
four categories of like the impacts of the effects that it has on the body.
Not the brain. Cut off the head. Just talking about the body.
It's like obviously it has different positive side effects and negative side effects depending on who's using it. So maybe we'll just talk about the negative side effects because everybody's positive experience is different. So the negative side effects proven by science, the effects on the body of steroids, just the testosterone. So a TRT dose of testosterone versus cocaine versus marijuana versus alcohol.
A TRT dose of Coke, also a TRT dose of alcohol. I mean, it's always the poison is in the dosage, but
true that.
But yeah, let's say like what.
And let's add paracetamol to the mix.
Good one. Yeah, I mean, a TRT dosage of testosterone is gonna, as far as physical side effects in the body, if done correctly, it's only gonna result in, the only significant thing that's gonna happen to everybody is suppression of their own testosterone production, which may or may not even be relevant because if they're already suppressed in the first place, it doesn't really matter, I mean, like older guys, they're like, oh, I'm worried about suppressing my testosterone. Well, your testosterone's already so suppressed. You can't worry about suppressing your testosterone. It doesn't even make sense. You are suppressed. You need testosterone on top of that. So really, there's not much side effects of TRT testosterone in the body. It's so minimal, On the other hand, alcohol is it's rough on the liver, but I've noticed it's very different person to person. Some people can drink a lot and it has less impact on the liver. Some people drink a little bit and it's super toxic to their liver. Is very genetic dependent and other lifestyle dependent, but it does block fat loss and it does interfere with sleep quality for everybody. So even though you feel like you're sleeping on alcohol, the quality is worse, so you regenerate less, so you recover less from workouts, injuries recover slower, you age faster. On the other hand, the liver is it's bad because your liver filters the whole body. and everything becomes more difficult. Building muscle, burning fat, it's liver toxicity. Like even if the alcohol isn't affecting your liver terribly because of your genetics, it's still decreasing your ability to burn fat. It's still decreasing your ability to gain muscle.
So it stops lipolysis entirely?
Yeah. Almost entirely while it's in your system. And then there is a tail effect, but
that's burning fat.
Burning fat, it makes it
Is it the mechanism of action? Does it suppress it or does it completely eliminate it? The mechanism of action of burning fat.
It suppresses it because it's about the dosage. I mean, it completely eliminates it if you drink a lot of alcohol.
Right.
If you drink a little bit, then it's just suppressing it.
So that's where they got the whole glass of wine is a healthy thing. That's saying, but really it's not. It's better when you're talking about the dosage.
Yeah.
The glass of wine is okay if you're comparing it to a lot of glasses of wine or a bottle. If you're comparing a glass of wine to a bottle, the glass of wine is going to be better.
Well, they're trying to say that the wine has antioxidants
polyphenols.
and polyphenols, which are antioxidants.
You get it from coffee
and resveratrol. It's like there's a lot of other sources. You could have eaten the grape.
And is it not as bioavailable as a plant product and being processed into the because you could take 1,000 milligrams of something that doesn't have much bioavailability and it's pointless, you know.
When it comes to polyphenols, you're getting absorption of a lot of that.
Right.
I think with antioxidants, vegetables, you're getting a lot of the nutrients, but you're not getting as much, like magnesium as you think and other nutrients because all of these vegetables and fruits are grown in the soil, and if the soil isn't replenished with
the nutrients,
then you're gonna have.
I got a friend that's a sustainable farmer out here.
Yeah.
We were pretty hardcore into the gym. But he believes the Earth's flat, and he's Canadian. We had a good gym rivalry, and we built up the muscle. I built the muscle back with this guy when I was in Cebu that I had back when I was first started, and
Is this a foreigner?
Yeah, he's a Canadian guy. So he's a sustainable farmer out here, and he has got all the richest families in the Philippines.
And he supplies their food?
No, farming. He sets up greenhouses for all the biggest Filipino families.
Oh, so rich people get their own greenhouse.
Yeah, farming is a big business out here. So he does these cantaloupes that all the hotel chains have at the breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
These Japanese cantaloupes, you could charge a lot, and they don't know how to do it over here. So you just come in and charge a premium for the best product, and just separate yourself from the competition.
Yeah. So if you have access to high quality grown fruits and vegetables, then that's different than commercial massive scale where they're just farming over and over, trying to expedite the growth of the plants, and they're genetically engineering the plants, and then you might as well be. I mean, my approach is I don't really try to get a lot of nutrients from fruits and vegetables. I just take supplements.
Yeah.
And they say, supplements are less absorbable. Well, maybe, but you're taking 10 times the dosage that you can get from plants. So you're getting a much higher dosage, maybe less bioavailable, like magnesium, for example. Yeah, I know no matter how much I eat, no matter how much I try to eat foods that are supposedly high in magnesium, I'm still deficient. It wasn't until I started taking pills.
Blood test?
No, but your blood test.
To have access. I've always thought that was cool to have access. But your blood test wouldn't
tell you the result because your blood test will say how much is in your blood.
Oh, right. So it's different. It's like blood cholesterol that they preach about, eggs being bad and cholesterol. It's different. The blood magnesium and the cholesterol, blood cholesterol, is at the same sort of. You're able to measure. So what's important? The blood magnesium is different than.
Well, your cells are going to absorb the magnesium, so your blood levels are not going to be high or low. What's high or low is each cell in your body. Your cells could be deficient.
So you could test the cells, and then you can test the blood. It's a different test.
You could test the cells, but nobody tests the cells.
Would you?
The problem is you have so many different types of cells in the
cellular
body.
Testing the cellular quantity of the nutrients or the blood?
The cellular quantity is more important, but nobody tests the cell quantity because it's too expensive and invasive. So we do the blood test, and that's just the best.
How would you have to test? How would you do that? Test the cell? Or you need a piece of equipment? You would. And what would you use? A skin sample, right? That's how they test DNA.
That would be one of your cells, but different organs use different amounts of each nutrient.
That's why.
So how are you going to test your liver cell?
What about using a stem cell, since it turns into all those other cells, right?
Stem cell can turn into any cell, whatever it's
So if
programmed
you just
by.
test the person's stem cell, you'd be able to get an idea of how the other cells would be, or the organs would be produced based off of that stem cell, right?
I don't know. No, because
That's the hash question.
because each once the cell becomes its function, it has different nutritional demands.
Right.
It's like your muscle cells; they're going to need a lot more of certain things than your brain cells.
Right.
Brains
right.
are also.
Well, that's the RNA or the messenger RNA or whatever it is, messenger DNA. Is that the code, the recipe basically of the cell?
Yeah.
There's a difference between
the DNA
and
transmitting the signal in.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of DNA and RNA and like I was unzipping the chromosome, the coil. Like I was like in my head.
I know how your brain's working because if I'm on the certain supplements, my brain's working the same way. You follow the drift.
You never think about that, like if you haven't had a puff.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's part of thinking outside the matrix. Your ability to change. Your ability to be curious, your ability to ask questions and think outside, abstract thinking, creativity, asking questions that most people just make assumptions about. Like this has all helped with some of that brain chemistry. Yeah. So magnesium deficiency, I was deficient in it, and I know it not because of a blood test, but because of my restless legs. Symptom of deficiency.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, extreme
Symptoms
restless legs.
And what would they have given you for restless leg syndrome back in the U.S.?
Oh, they gave me Klonopin.
Klonopin.
A benzo.
Whoa, just laid you out. You don't even need to worry about your legs on Klonopin.
Yeah.
You're floating. You're on a cloud.
No doctor ever said you need more magnesium.
That's crazy.
Doctor says you have restless legs, you need Klonopin, a benzodiazepine that destroys your sleep quality, destroys your memory, destroys your mental performance.
Well,
now, it's not all bad. There's
well, to be fair to them, let's make a case again for them as well. What other so you treated that for the restless legs. What else that could have been? It was anxiety related, which is what they sort of looking at it as. But there's obviously a reason, and then there's the symptom behind the reason that they use to prescribe the drug. So what else could you have?
The doctor thinks about it that deeply.
Yeah,
the
I'm just saying, why
is told by the pharmaceutical company, this is what you sell them when they say restless legs, and it's just in a computer, it's in a physician's desk reference, the doctor just following instructions, there's not much critical thinking.
It's almost like one of those like wheels that you spin, and you just match up until you get all, there's like a Rubik's Cube of
you might as well be running an algorithm.
And then you go by the doctor, it's a title of education, right? Because a doctor of law is still a doctor, right? You could claim, if you wanted to go by titles, you could be a doctor, technically speaking, on your passport even, because of your law degree, right?
Your brain is able to jump around really fast. That's amazing. I want what you've got. Yeah, I'm a doctor of law, which gives me the ability to research and read and have really critical thinking and analyze, whereas doctors don't even learn that. Most doctors can't even really read a medical study and truly understand.
The reason I asked the question because doctors only get like hours of nutrition teaching, and you have a lot more than hours worth of nutrition education, which is what doctors. And what is it? What's the guy that said food is medicine, medicine is food? Like Plato or something.
Really?
Let food be thy medicine, and he uses them like Old English. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food.
Yeah.
One of the Greek philosophers back in the day. He said that, but it's true. And to not get nutritional education when you're looking after people's health, it just makes no sense.
It's crazy. I mean, nutrition should be taught in elementary school. The problem is, what are they going to teach? The food pyramid? Man. That's a big problem. At least in medical school, they should teach like 4 different perspectives on food, right? They should teach a carnivore diet, ketogenic diet, because most doctors think that you're going to die. You know how many doctors told me when I told them I'm doing the ketogenic diet, oh, you're going to die like next year. Like they think that if you don't have carbs, you're just going to die.
How do they look?
Oh, doctors are never in shape. Well, but also my dentist has the worst teeth you've ever seen. Isn't that crazy? My dentist, who's the most amazing dentist ever, his teeth are all like.
You got natural teeth?
Like this. I don't have any fake teeth. I'm gonna put one fake one in next week.
A gold one?
You see this metal piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stud, and then it's got a screw, and they're gonna screw in a new tooth there. See how this works, and if so, I'll get a couple fake teeth put in.
There's so much fake teeth out there these days. It's like it's almost hard to.
Oh, they get the veneers. A lot
you
of
see those new
influencers.
Rick Ross veneers with the diamond cut veneers?
What is
You know Rick Ross, the rapper guy?
Yeah.
He's business partners with a dentist, and they're diamond cut, like you know how diamonds have those edges on it, right?
Yeah.
To make them
Is it sharp?
geometry or whatever.
Oh, so instead of being rounded,
it's a veneer,
like,
diamond cut. Yeah. With like so
Oh.
it shines and shimmers in the light. It's wild.
Oh, interesting.
And that's just a new thing that just came out. Like old veneers were not good enough. You need to have diamond cut veneers now.
Interesting. Well, maybe I'll wait a little longer. I was gonna get veneers at some point because it's just my teeth. You know,
It's more like wearing grills if you have diamond cut veneers.
Yeah.
I mean, looking like Lil Wayne.
yeah. I don't need to look like a rapper, but I would. You know, I'll spice up the looks. for the girls.
Who gave you the advice to like? Because I noticed from when I first started watching you in Thailand until like now, like you have like the like jewelry and like watches and accessories that you don't really care about. Really.
That's right. I didn't wear a watch now, but I have.
Is it that massive like dark skinned
necklace.
guy with the chain and whoever that character is?
Well, Joe Aesthetics.
Oh, yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Aesthetics. Joe
Yeah.
Aesthetics was really pushing me. He's like, you got to get a Rolex. You got to get this. You got to get that. You got to get a car. He said. I'm like, I don't need a car. I live in Thailand. I walk and use a motorbike.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to get a car.
Frustrating would that be? Having
But
a
he-
nice car.
Yeah,
and
but
drive
he
fast.
kept pushing me to, level up stuff, and then
Okay.
I didn't really level up that much until after he passed away, and then I started really thinking about it, and I think he was right. I needed to level some things up, but on the other hand, the feeling of a watch on my wrist, I feel kind of like confined.
Restricted.
Yeah, I feel like
You
constricted.
couldn't just get up and like do a bunch of push-ups. It would like
Right.
cut into your.
Because when you have more muscle, it's like it fits perfect. Then as soon as you go like this and the muscle flexes, then it's
Yeah.
too tight.
There's more
And
and
it's
more
like this
arm
is too
there.
loose. Unless it's stretched with it.
Right.
then- So, but I will for fashion wear one once in a while. The girls like when I wear it. They like when I wear jewelry. and
Shiny
stuff.
things. That's what girls like, right?
Yeah, they like
ferrets.
Yeah, when I wear it, they're like, "Ooh, wow, okay, fine, once in a while." Even cologne, okay, once in a long while. It's
Yeah.
not my thing.
But did you used to do that when you had all this like law firm money and all the cars and stuff? Did you indulge in like nice clothes and like nice suits and stuff? You probably had a nice collection.
Yeah, I
Back
did
in-
buy some
Where did
really
you practice
expensive
law? What
suits,
state?
but
California?
California, yeah.
Okay.
But I went to
So-
Thailand, and I had friends that were into watches, and they're spending, $15,000 on a watch or some ridiculous thing, or who knows. It was a lot of money. Like, friends have watch collections that are more expensive than cars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to me, I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then I went to Thailand, and I saw the knockoffs. I was like, no way, this looks exactly like my friend's watch. And I'm like, okay, let me try an experiment. I'm going to buy the knockoff watches and bring them back and see if my friends can tell the difference. And they couldn't tell the difference. Like, they're not professionals.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone under a magnifying
It was the
glass.
person that was wearing them that was able to be perceived as somebody who would buy a real one. They're not there with the loop and looking at the watch because they perceived you to be the guy that would wear a real watch and not a fake watch. You're
Yeah,
a real
like I could
person.
get away with it because they would expect I
but
would
if
be
you've seen
wearing it.
a homeless man, you're going to have a different stereotype and perspective and belief about who you think he is.
So I can
and
get
what do you think he has?
I can get away with wearing knockoffs and know we're gonna.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do. You just shouted them out.
This is a replica Versace shirt from Pattaya, but it's like it's.
I thought it was real.
I mean, feel the material on this. That's amazing, right?
That's a nice. That feels great.
Yeah. But this is.
But what do you think about synthetic material?
Yeah.
Is that polyester, right? That's made of plastic, you would think, right?
It's got like spandex and rayon, but yeah, polyester is the most common.
You see that
synthetic
Indian
and everything.
company
Yoga
that
pants.
makes stuff out of plastic bottles, makes all the jerseys for the soccer thing. What is it? At FIFA, and they take plastic waste bottles and then they make all this polyester thread. And then they're super billionaire rich. You have
but this is the
factory
problem.
over there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I didn't even remember that when
which
I
country?
said that. So what?
Which country? Where the factory?
In India.
Oh,
in
yes,
India, there's an
a factory in
Indian
India,
company
yeah.
that does business all over the U.S. with
yeah,
like
yeah.
FIFA and all that. They make jerseys and synthetic materials out of plastic bottles, like waste bottles and stuff.
Yeah. And the theory is that a recycled plastic is probably worse risk for you than
No, not in that sense. I'm like combating Joe Saladino, is that his name? Paul
Saladino,
Who's
carnivore diet guy.
Yeah, Paul Saladino.
Now he's added fruit into his diet
and honey,
large amount. Yeah, and honey.
Yeah. Like it's a majority now. It's just something to eat a little protein and
180-degree turn. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but
that's why he changed his name from Carnivore MD to Joe Saladino or Paul Saladino. Because he wasn't really living up to the expectation anymore.
Well, it was right after the Liver King collapsed that he made the biggest change. Like he pivoted. Yeah.
Well, the reason, just to not get too far off topic before we do, after I clarify. So the reason I reference him, because and the Indian, that bring those two together, I seen that he's saying that by he's a real big microplastic guy, right? And just by touching the synthetic material, you know how like Jesus wore cotton or whatever, and it's supposed to, the frequency. Once you're getting into like the
not just cotton, but they say linen specifically has a specific frequency.
And plastic is not supposed to have a healing frequency. So do you think that has a big impact on somebody's health? It's hard to, you know all about marginal gains. There was this this biker that looked into marginal gains and won the Tour de France. So if you have all these things, they're like a percentage of the whole.
Right.
And if you could somehow quantify that into some percentages of 100 of the human body, like Brian Johnson probably tried to do.
It's like minus 5 points for wearing plastic instead of linen.
And
this is real gold, which it was a gift, so I don't usually buy gold stuff, but it has a frequency. Like one of the benefits of real gold is supposedly it has a beneficial to body's frequency.
It comes in like gems and stuff like that.
Yeah,
healing
exactly. Gems also, yeah. Yeah, so I do believe in that, but like you said, it's marginal and it's cumulative. And so if you live a completely synthetic life and you're getting frequencies that are not so good for you from the laptop.
Girls put synthetic tits inside their body and people are getting Brazilian butt lifts, which is just, it's a different fat cell, isn't it? If you take fat from your love handles and you put it in your hips, is it a different fat cell?
It would be the difference in the fat cells in different locations is how they respond to hormones.
The location, the geolocation of that cell might be different if you.
Yeah, I don't know how significant that is going to be on their health either. But I think the biggest risk is just the invasiveness of it, and it's not healthy to carry a lot of fat in the first place. So you're moving fat from one place to another, but it's not healthy to have that much fat in the first place.
Does your body know the difference between muscle and fat? As far as, with lifestyle aside, because obviously a person with muscle has a different lifestyle than the person with the fat. But does your body know the difference in kilograms or pounds from muscle to fat?
Yeah, it does. And it's not just that muscle is better or worse. It's specifically muscle takes more work and more energy for the body to maintain. So
more calories.
More calories,
more
but
calories
just
to
more,
maintain.
More potential oxidation, more wear and tear on your body to maintain the muscle, and more blood flow, which
so
is pressure on the heart.
So if you're in a starvation type of situation, which nobody really is, except a lot of the world. No American people, if Americans watch your videos, then they don't really know what starvation is really like because they've never been starved.
Right.
To the degree of third world countries. Like there's starvation out here, like starvation in Russia back in the Soviet Union and stuff like that.
But the other difference with fat is that it has a hormonal effect on your body. It affects your insulin levels, it affects your estrogen levels, and the fat cells also store toxins, which can be good or bad.
Right.
Can be
so
good
that's why weed is detectable in your system, in your fat cells for up to like 36.
Yeah, it's stored in the fat cells. Yeah.
So does a person with less fat cells, would they be cleaner by urinalysis faster than a fat person would?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have less fat, so that fat would be. Okay.
Yeah. So see, there's benefits and drawbacks of both. Of course, you choose to be leaner. It's much healthier to be leaner and have muscle, but it's also not healthy to have huge amounts of muscle. But I would still rather have more on the greater side of muscle.
You've toned down your muscle mass over the years.
Yeah.
Because of health reasons. But as you got older, and you just found the sweet spot over trial and error.
This is the sweet spot.
The girls like that the most.
This is where the girls are like, wow.
But you're not too shredded, right? You're not too vascular, which is kind of weird. Like
I'm pretty shredded because.
Yeah, you're very shredded. So you're under 10% body fat.
I keep it under 10%. Yeah.
I wouldn't even show me my abs.
You carry all the fat there. Which, by the way, you were asking like I think something about getting rid of that fat specifically, right? We're talking about 5-amino 1-2.
It just is the lifestyle, the diet. I could do it if I was. I have these like yo-yos. I've been in like a yo-yo sort of phase where I'll take these steps forward and then progress back. I've never gotten.
Because you have a comfort zone.
Yeah, the comfort zone. That's what I was thinking just there. Because I don't know how much of that is psychological and what it's not. It's obviously not physical. It's a psychological limitation. And then there's certain hormones involved that would 1,300 plus, I think.
How's that, genetics or lifestyle?
I guess he would be black genetics. Tall guy.
Is he jacked at 1,300
No, he doesn't.
testosterone?
He doesn't have the muscle mass you would think by looking at his blood score. So 1329 natural. He was the one that kind of he knows about you too before I even met you, just now. And he lives over in Thailand too.
Oh, cool.
So I think it'd be cool to have this connection.
So you want to give a shout out to the guy?
No, not really. No, I don't know if
testosterone?
you'd like a shout out. Now that I think about it, do you feel like you crave what you don't have, as far as the
like different girls?
Like if you have all these black hair girls, you got a blonde hair girl fetish?
No, I don't really see
all your requirements, or you met all your requirements.
I like a less experienced girl. I like a more experienced girl. I like a smaller girl. I like a little bit bigger girl, and I like a girl that worships me, and I like a girl that maybe I have to chase a little bit, but only if I'm in the right mood. And I like a girl that's good for family. I like a girl that's good for party. So I've got all of those between my girlfriends, like every different type.
You think you could find that in the U.S.?
I was starting to build a harem in the U.S. actually before I came, but it's hard because it takes even more work because the girl's friends in the U.S. are so jealous and they will try to sabotage the relationship so much. And you have a little bit of that in Asia, but it's not as much. The girls are more supportive of each other. Like there's real friendships. In America, very rarely have I seen ever real friendships between women. Isn't that crazy?
It's all fake, you're saying?
It's all fake. It's all competitive. It's all they kind of want to. They want to see the other person fail so they can feel like they're better than them. Comparing.
And the friendship is almost just to know enough about to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, it's not real friendship. But in Asia, the women, like, there's real friends, and they will really support. Like, even if the woman does something that, she'll support it. And it's to such an extreme, you have to be careful, because in America, like, the women's loyalty to each other is a little bit less, but in Asia, their loyalty to each other can be much greater than their loyalty to us. So it can be a little bit risky for us when the women are so loyal to each other above the loyalty to us. So that's the flip side, right? There's a positive for every negative and a negative for every positive.
So I take it that answer is no then. You cannot find it in America. What you have out here.
It would take so much work.
It's a lot refined too, because you have a lot more techniques and everything with the knowledge now that you.
What would be interesting, and if this would be a great documentary or TV series. Yeah. Like, I go to America and I try to create.
Like what is it? What's that Grant Cardone movie? Like Undercover Billionaire. And you say you start $1 million business in 90 days.
Drop me there and have me try to build a harem in 90 days.
There you go, Glenn Stearns.
Yeah.
Tony Hughes is your guy.
That's a good idea. That would be fun. I'm open to ideas for more documentaries to all the producers out there.
How to build a harem in 90 days.
Yeah. So I think now it's time to party.
Yeah.
So we bridge the gap all the way to when the party starts. Now it's party time. So
amen.
How do you want to close it out? Or you want me to?
Let's say let's close it out abruptly and just
How about
leave
a
them hanging
famous?
to
How
come
about
find
a,
out.
how about a slogan? Any slogans you can think of?
A day natural is a day wasted.
A day natural is a day wasted. Couldn't have been done any better than that. Ultimately.